Anna pressed her palm against the cool glass of the observation deck, watching the swirl of hyperspace outside the Galactic Archive Station. 3 months into her xenobiology internship, and she still couldn't believe she was here, floating at the edge of known space. First-year human, correct? The translator chip in her ear converted the melodic whistles of archiver Kexthal into perfect English. The jellyfish-like alien drifted closer, their bioluminescent tendrils pulsing with what Anna had learned to recognize as curiosity. Yes, archiver. Anna Rodriguez, University of New Tokyo. Excellent. I have a task perfectly suited for an intern. Kexthal's tendrils pointed toward a corridor. Follow me to the restricted archives. Anna's heart raced. 3 months of cataloging mineral samples and cross-referencing star charts, and now this. The restricted archives were legendary, containing the galaxy's most dangerous knowledge. They descended 7 levels into the station's core. The walls here were different, reinforced with some dark metal that seemed to absorb light. Kexthal paused before a vault door that required 3 different biometric scans. What you are about to see, Kexthal said, their whistles taking on a grave tone, is classified level Omega. In my 340 years as an archiver, I have shown this to only 5 beings. The vault opened with a hiss of pressurized air. Inside, suspended in a stasis field, floated a single ancient-looking tome. The Codex Horrifica, Kexthal breathed. The galaxy's Encyclopedia of apex predators, nightmare creatures, and species too dangerous to be allowed free knowledge of. 50 pages in total. Your task, young human, is to digitize page 1, the only page not concerning your homeworld. Anna blinked. I'm sorry, what? Kexthal retrieved the book with practiced care, placing it on a scanning table. They opened to the first page, which showed a crystalline creature with too many limbs. This is the Shardborn of Epsilon 12, a silicon-based predator that nearly drove the Vextor species to extinction. It took 4 Alliance battle fleets to contain them. That's horrifying, Anna whispered. Indeed, now observe. Kexthal turned the page. What followed made Anna's blood run cold. Page after page, creature after creature, all with one thing in common. The header reading Origin, Sol 3, Earth. There were the obvious ones. Great white sharks with their death roll attack patterns and prey detection, abilities that border on prescience. Saltwater. Crocodiles described as armored ambush. Predators unchanged for 200 million. Cycles due to perfect evolutionary design. Box jellyfish that could kill specimens 10,000 times their mass with neurotoxic weaponry, delivered through invisible tentacles. But it got worse. Bears were classified as omni-environmental apex predators with problem-solving intelligence and strength-to-mass ratios that defy biological norms. The entry noted grimly, capable of bipedal locomotion, pursuit speeds of 56 kilometers per hour, and crushing bites of 1/200 psi. Do not engage. Hippos had an entire page dedicated to their unprovoked aggression, patterns and territorial behavior resulting in more human casualties than any other. Megafauna on their home planet, even things Anna considered harmless, had entries. Swans were marked as highly aggressive waterfowl with wing strikes capable of breaking bones. Geese were flagged with warning. Psychological warfare tactics including intimidation displays and coordinated group attacks. Then came the microscopic horrors, tardigrades or water bears that could survive vacuum exposure, radiation doses of 1,000 grays, temperatures from near absolute 0 to 150 degrees Celsius, and complete desiccation for decades. This can't be real, Anna stammered. Kexthal's bioluminescence dimmed to a somber purple. Page 23 details your mosquitoes. They are responsible for more deaths than every war in recorded galactic history combined. Page 31 covers your botulinum toxin produced by simple bacteria, yet so lethal that a single gram could theoretically kill 1 million beings. Anna sank into a chair. Why hasn't the galaxy quarantined Earth? Because, Kexthal said softly, you are protected by the most dangerous predator of all. They turned to page 50, the final page. It showed a human. Just a simple anatomical diagram of a human being. Anna read the entry aloud, her voice shaking. Homo sapiens. Persistence predators. Endurance running allows exhaustion of prey over impossible distances. Thermoregulation through eccrine sweating. Permits operation in thermal conditions fatal to most species. Opposable thumbs enable tool creation and weapon manipulation. Pattern recognition and abstract reasoning enable problem-solving across novel scenarios. Most critically, pack bonding behavior extends beyond species barriers. Specimens have been observed forming emotional attachments to apex predators, toxic organisms, and even inanimate objects. Will defend bonded entities with suicidal loyalty. Civilization-building capabilities went from pre-industrial to nuclear weapons in 200 years. From first flight to moon landing in 66 years. Threat assessment, critical. Recommendation, maintain diplomatic relations at all costs. Do not provoke. We've watched your species bond with creatures that terrify us, Kexthal said. You keep sharks in captivity for entertainment. You domesticated wolves into pets. You swim with your box jellyfish wearing thin fabric suits, calling it fun. You even cuddle your spiders, your snakes, your scorpions. Anna thought of her dog waiting at home. A German shepherd descended from wolves, now curled on her couch eating treats. The galaxy fears Earth not because you are monsters, Kexthal continued, but because you live among monsters and call them family. You evolved to survive a death world, and you thrive so completely that you export its horrors as pets and curiosities. What does that make humanity, if not the most terrifying predator of all? Anna looked at her hands. The same hands that had cradled hamsters and fed goldfish. The same hands that belonged to a species that had conquered every environment on their planet. So why, she asked quietly, did you show this to me? Kexthal's tendrils glowed warm gold. Because in 5 days, the Galactic Council votes on whether to permit human expansion into the outer reaches. I wanted you to understand why some species are afraid, and why, despite that fear, I will vote yes. Why? Because, the archiver said, any species that can tame a death world and choose diplomacy anyway deserves our respect, not our fear. You could be conquerors. Instead, you brought us music, art, and those strange videos of your cats. Anna laughed despite herself. You've seen cat videos? Everyone has seen cat videos. They're the most traded commodity in the galaxy. Kexthal's tendrils rippled with amusement. You weaponized cuteness itself. Truly terrifying. As they sealed the Codex Horrifica back in its vault, Anna took one last look at humanity's page, the most dangerous predator in the galaxy, who chose to be friends instead. She smiled. That sounded about right.